Hello guys, it is Shivam here. Welcome to our part 4 of Awesome Flutter chat app series where we are developing the complete app from scratch. On our today's video, I will add the advanced search feature and the chat page where the user can have the real-time chat. So do not forget to hit the subscribe button so that you didn't miss out on the upcoming tutorials and exciting content we have in the store. So let's get started. Now let's move to the home page of the app and I will add the search feature here. But before moving to the app, I want to explain you what really the advanced search feature I am talking about. So we will add the same advanced feature we usually found in the big apps like Amazon, Uber Eats, Flipkart, etc. So let me take you to the Amazon website and I will show you what really search feature we will add. So as you can see, it is a Amazon website. Now I will move to the search bar here at the top and I will search iPhone here. So as you can see here, I have just wrote IPH word inside the search bar. Now after just typing IPH word inside the search bar, you can see that Amazon website are suggesting all the words that start with IPH. Basically, it search on the server all the words that are starts with IPH and it shows all the result like iPhone 14, iPhone 13, 14 Pro, etc. Now I will write iPhone 14 here. Now it shows me all the word that start with iPhone 14. So as you can see, now it is suggesting me iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 14 Pro Max, etc. Now I will go back and I will write iPhone 12 here. So again it is suggesting me the word that start with iPhone 12 here. So as you can see, if I type any letter inside the search bar, then the search bar activate automatically and it starts us to show all the keywords that start with a letter we type here. For an example, if I write just a word SNEA, then it shows me a words like sneakers for girls, sneakers cleaning kit, and sneaker, sneeds, etc. Now I type a complete keyword sneaker here, so it shows me all the words that start with the sneaker. So you might be thinking what this search feature will really do in our app. So like whenever the user will search for the specific username in the app, like he will search for the guy whose name is Shivans, then he will just write SHI and the app will suggest him all the keywords that start with SHI. So might be that there will be a two user whose name will be Shivans and Shivam, whose both username word start with SHI, and this will be helpful for the user to search the user quickly and have the real time chat with that specific user. So now let's execute this function in our app. Let me explain you how I will add this feature to the home page. So when the user will click on the search icon, then the chat up text will be replaced with the text field here, and then the user can search for the specific username and can have the real time chat with that user. So I am writing a boolean here and naming the search to false. The reason for doing that, so when the user will click on the search icon, then we will make the search to true and using a set state we will rerun the app again. So I am using a gesture detector and writing both the cases inside the onType function. So now once the search becomes true, then we'll write a function. If search is true, Then we will show a text field. If search is false, then we will show chat up text here. Now we will wrap up the text field with the expanded widget because I want that text field to cover the complete width of the screen. Now decoration, input decoration, border, input border dot none. Now I will write a hint text here. Now inside a hint text I will write search user. We will give some styling to the hint text. So I am using a hint style here. So it is done. Now I'll perform a hot reload function. But before that, I am also giving a style widget is because I want that whenever the user will write on the text field, then they can see the word clearly. So I'm writing colors.black, font size 18.0, font weight W500. Now we will also change the height whenever the search is true. The reason for doing that is because whenever we will click on the search icon, then the text field will appear here. Basically, text field covers some of the space from top and bottom. Now, if we will don't use a updated height here, then it will throw overflow error here. So I am using updated height here whenever the search is true. Now let's perform the hot restart function, and now I will click on the search icon. So as you can see, the text field has been appeared here from where the user can search the specific username and can have the real-time chat with him. Now I will create a list name query result set, and I will make one more list name temp search store here. The reason for making this two list is because I want that whenever the user will search for the specific username, so when the user will search for the specific username, for example, if they are if there are two username like Shivans and Shivam, so if I will write SHI here, then the result will show that there are two username present whose username starts with SHI. Basically, a two username would be Shivans and Shivam. So these two username will get stored on this list and will provide the list later, and the app will allow us to click on one of the user and move to the chat page. Hope it's clear the point why I am using a to list here. Initiate search function where I will use this to list here. You will get the clear cut clarity of why I have used a to list here. So in initiate search I have wrote a value here. Basically in value we will pass the username here. So in if condition I am writing value dot length equals to 0, and then using a set state method I will make this to list null. Now I am using a set state again. The reason for using a set state again is that I am making the search to true. So whenever the user will start to type on this text field, then this all the chats will be replaced with the username that we are searching on the text field. So basically capitalized value will get the first character of the user and will make that first character of the user to in capital letter. Many users might be thinking why we are taking a first character from a username we are typing on the text field. So let me explain you how this search function will work. So for an example, if there are two username like Shivam and first username is Shivam and second username is Harsh. So for the first username, his key will be a first character named S, and for the second character, his key will be H. So, like whenever we will type the first username like S, then the app will show all the username whose key matches with the first character name S, and that username will be shown in the app. But we haven't uploaded the key here, so let me move to the sign up page and upload the value of the key to Firebase Firestore. So I am writing string user here and will write mail controller.text replace all. Basically I am getting the username of the specific user in the user string. In update username, as you can see, we are updating the username first character to the uppercase. So we'll pass the update username and upload this username to Firebase Firestore, where the first character of the username should be capital. Now we are writing us one more string named first letter. So we will try to get the first letter of our username in the uppercase. That will be a search key for us to get the username in the app. I know that it might be very confusing for the beginners to understand the each line of code here, but if you are having any questions or any problem, you can comment it out on this video and I will try to read all the comments and I will try my best to explain you in more easy way. As this my YouTube channel name Shivam Gupta, main purpose is that for the beginners to understand the code and they can move to the advanced level step by step. Each time my best is to provide the code in most easy way for the users to understand what I am typing here, and I'm trying my best to explain in most easiest way so that it will be easy for all the users to understand what really we are developing here. So now let's move to the database.dart file and I will write a function name search here. So future query snapshot search string username Firebase firestore.instance dot collection users dot where. So let me explain you what string username does here. So like when the user will type a username on the text field, then the app will take the first character of that string that we have typed on the text field and passed to the string username here. So for an example, as you can see here, our first username is Shivam123. So in username, it will pass the first character name as share and will check all the users whose search key matches with the first character. So if it matches, then it will return all the username in the app. So it is done now. Now let's move to the home.dart file and we will call the function here. So I'm writing database methods dot search and we'll pass the value here. After passing the value, we will take all the users username whose value start with the, for an example, s here. So as you can see, we will add the all the user name in the list we have provided here. Now in the text field, I will write on change property here. Basically, on change property is something like whenever the user will write any of the character and starts writing in this text field, then onChange function will call here and will pass the value to initiate search function here. So now we want that whenever the user will start typing on the text field, then the onChange property will get activate and it will move the text to initiate search function, which will make the search to true, and if the search will be true, then all the last text that are on the home page will replace with the username we are looking here. So now let me add the column here and we will try to put all the chats that we see on the home page in the column widget. The reason is because now if we will use a search case here, like if search is true, then we will pass a list view of all the username that we have stored on the list that we have wrote above. Now I am providing some padding here. Now I am writing a children here and will on children will pass the temp search store where all the list of the username are stored. So with the map method we will call the each element here and will perform a we will show a list here, so we'll change that to a toList function. Now we will return the each user detail to a widget name build result card where we will show the user pick his name and his username, so it will be easy for the user who is searching a specific username can find the right person here and can have the real time chat with him. So now let's move and create the widget here. Name build result card. So now I'm writing container here and giving some margin here. Now after giving the margin, I am using a child material and will highlight the each user detail here. So I am using a material widget here and giving some border radius. Now we will write a container again and will provide a padding to the container. We'll provide some decoration to the container here. So I'm writing colors.white. We'll provide a border radius. So border radius dot circular 10. Now child, row, children. Now inside the row, I will write a column widget and we will give a user display name here and after that we will provide a username. So as you can see, I have provided some style to the username here. So let me rename the username, and we will pass a specific user display name as you can see on the Firebase. So I'm writing name here, and on below of that I will write a username. So let me provide some style to this text widget where we are passing the username. I have made a small mistake. Basically, I want to provide the username in the uppercase. So let me move to the sign up page and we will write update username dot to uppercase. So it is done now. So perform the hot restart function and let me write the username here inside the text field. So as you can see, I have wrote the username SHI. So it will go to the Firebase Firestore and it will search all the username whose value starts with a word SHI and it display here. Now I will go back and as you can see basically it will update me in a few seconds. So as you can see now I have wrote sh, so it takes a few seconds to update the app and it will show all the username whose username starts with sh. So there are three username whose username start with sh. Now I write shi, now to username. So now if I write Shivam, a complete username, so as you can see it may show the username who start with a word Shivam here. So I had taught you a advanced technique of the search feature. There are the many videos on the YouTube where they teach you search feature. I have saw some of them, but in that search feature you have to write a complete username like shivam123. Now if you click on the search button then it will show that specific username. Now this search feature which I taught you today is a advanced search feature which you found in many of the apps, e-commerce app, ticket booking app, travel app, etc. Though I have thought that this is a advanced search feature which I need to tell to my subscriber who are developing the apps and they will use the advanced feature in their app to make it more easy for the users to use the app. So if you like my idea, do not forget to subscribe my channel because this is just the starting. I am going to bring such more videos in the future. So now I will also add the user pick here. So it will be easy for the user who are searching the specific username can find the users quickly. I am using image.network because I am getting the user pick from the Firebase Firestore. So on data, I will write a photo here and will wrap up the image with a clip react widget and will provide some border radius will provide some height and width to the image and will fit them with the fitboxfit.cover. So if you are following this series from the starting, then many users will get why I have used clip react fitboxfit.cover here. Now we will also highlight the username in the different way. So I am changing the style of the username here. So it is done now. Let me perform the hot restart again and I will show you it again. So I am writing sh here. Now it is showing me all the users whose username start with sh. Now I will write a complete username. Now Shivam. So like if the user now don't want to search the username and he clears all the text from the text field, then as you can see he can't move back to the home page where he can see all the chats. So now I will replace the search icon with a close icon here. So the user will get the hint that when we will click on the close icon, then we can move back to the home page of the app. So I'm writing if search is true, then we will show a close icon here and will wrap up the close icon with a gesture detector and will make the search to false and will provide a set state. Now let me perform hot restart. So when I click on the search icon, now I will write a username here. Now if I want to go back to the home screen, then I will click on the close icon and move to the home page. So it is done now. So as you can see here, I have wrote sh string inside the text field where I am looking for the username whose username start with sh. Now after writing the sh string, you can see the app display us the three username here. I want that when I click to Shivan's, the first user that shows here, then I can have the real time chat with the Shivans here. So for that, I need to move to the chat page after clicking the Shivan's username here. So what I have thought to how to execute that, let me explain you. So, for an example, if my username is Ayush and if I click to a Shivan's username, then the app will create a chat room whose username will be Ayush and Shivan's in the Firebase Firestore. Now, if I click to Shyam, the second user, then the app will create a second chat room where the where the chat room name will be Ayush and Shyam. So like this, app will create a separate chat rooms for each user we want to have the real time chat with him. The reason for doing that is because now If I'm chatting with Shivans, then the message should only goes to the Shivans, not any of the user that we are not having the chat. So creating a separate chat room for each user allows us to message them privately and have the real time chat with him. So when I goes to the home page of the app, you can see all the previous users chat there. So each user chat will have a separate chat rooms. Hope that I have clear your doubt of how we will execute the real time chat for the each users separately and privately so that they can have a real time chat with the each user. So let me execute what I have explained you here. So now we will move to the container and wrap up the widget with a gesture detector. Now I will do a search equals to false and will provide a set state. The reason for using a search equals to false is that whenever I press any of the user, for an example Shivansh here, then I will move to the chat page where I can have a chat with Shivans. Now, if I want to go back to the home page, now if I press on the back arrow key at the top, then I can successfully move to the home page rather than moving to the search page here. So, as I explained you that there will be a separate chat room for each users, then I will create now a chat room ID for each users now with their username. So I will create now chat room ID by username function to create a unique chat room name for each user here. In string A and B, I will pass two username who want to have a chat and wants to move to the chat page and can start a chat with the specific user. You might be thinking that what all things I have wrote inside a get chatroom ID by username function. But do not need to worry. What all things I have wrote here, I will show you complete things that will upload to the Firebase Firestore with an example. So that will give a clear cut idea of what all things I have wrote here. In short terms, I can explain you that basically get chatroom ID by username functions create a unique chat rooms for each specific user we want to have a chat. There is also one reason that why we are creating a unique chat room ID for each chat rooms here, because now if I am talking with Shivans and goes back to the home page and I move to the another user named Shyam here, then I am chatting with this both users at the time. Now, if I don't create a unique chat room for each user, then this might be a case that whenever you click on the Shivans, then you will move to the Shyam chat page. But if you create a unique chat room ID for each chat rooms, then app will get a hint that whenever you click on the Shivans chat, then it will search for the specific user chatroom ID and will send to a specific username whose name is Shivans. So as I said you that I will pass two username. One username will be of mine and second will be of the username that we want to have a chat. Now to get my username, here comes a role of the shared preference. This is why I have stored the username locally in the shared preference. So now I will show you how to call the username, name, pic, etc. from the shared preference here. So now I'll create a string name, my profile pic, my username and my email. Now I will create a function name get the shared pref. Now I will write a string name, and will get the my display name here. So we'll write await shared preference helper. We use dot save method to save the name to the shared preference, but we have created one more function name dot get. So we will use a dot get function to get the display name here, and we'll save the display name to a string name my name. Now we'll do a same case for my profile pic, username and email. Now I will use a set state method inside the get shared preference. Now I will create a on the load function here. The reason is doing that is because I want that whenever we come to the home page of the app, then the app first call the get share preference method and give me all the my detail to the specific string here. This can be done by using a function name init state here. Basically init state is something that will be called as soon as you open home page here. So this is a first function which will be called first, then the whole process will be executed on the app. So as I told, I will get the share preference here. So I am writing on the load method inside the init state here. Now I will pass my username here, and the username we want to have a chat. So I am using a Shivan's. For an example, Shivan's username here. So I will get the username from the Firebase firestore. Now I will create a map here, and map name will be chatroom info map. The reason for creating the map here, because in the specific chat room I want the two users to have the chat whose username will be matched here. So one user will be me myself, so I'm providing my username here, and a other username we want to have a chat. Now let's move to the database.dart file, and we'll create a function named create chat room, which will help us to create a specific chat room with the unique chat room ID. So as you can see, in string we will pass a unique chat room ID, and inside the map we will pass the two usernames that will go into the chat room and can have the private and real-time chat. I am using a snapshot here because I want to check if the chat room has created or not. For an example, if I am if I want to have a chat for the first time with the user, then I will create a chat room in the Firebase firestore. But if I second time comes to the app again and I want to have the chat with that same user, then I again go to the text field and search for the that username again, and if I click it again to his username, I don't want to create another chat room for the same username we have the chat at the past. We want to move to the same chat room. If I will create a separate chat room again and again whenever the user is searching for the same username, then might be the case then the last chat we have with the specific user will be removed from there, and that will give a very bad experience for the users having a conversation in the chat app. So this case you have found in many of the apps like Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, etc. So we are using a same procedure of what this app does. So with the if method, if it will check if the data is exist. If the data is exist means if the chat room is exist, then we'll return true and we will not create a chat room here. Now in else case, if the chat room is not there, then I will create a collection named chat rooms here, and inside the collection we will give a chat room id and upload the username, and we'll create a separate chat room for each user here. Now we'll call a database method and we'll create a chat room here. I hope that I am giving my best to explain you each line why I am writing here, because I am looking for the beginners who are first time developing the app and can have the complete knowledge of why I am writing the code here. If you simply copy and paste the code from the GitHub or any of the source where I upload the source code, then beginners might face the problem in futures and they will not get why these functions are called here. So if you are liking my video and way of the explanation, you can support me by subscribing my channel to get more videos we have in a store. Now, after creating the chat room, we want that user to move to the chat page and can start a real-time chat with that user. But before that, I will move to the chat page and I will pass a name of that user, profile pic, and his username here. The reason for doing that is because we can get the hint of to whom we are having a chat on the chat page here. Now let's move the home.dart page again, and we will go to the same gesture director and will move to the user to a chat page. So I will use a navigator dot push here and material page root, and we'll call a chat page here. and in name we will pass that user name here. So I'm writing name. Let me check on the Firebase. Okay, it is capital N, so I am replacing it with capital N. Now profile URL and same for the username. So it is done. Now let me perform hot restart now and will search the user again. So I am writing sh here. Now I will press on the Sivan's username here. Now as you can see, we have successfully moved to the chat page here. Now let me check to the Firebase Firestore whether he had created a chat room with a specific chat room ID there. Now refresh the page. So as you can see, the collection name chat rooms has appeared. Now after clicking to the chat room, you can see that there is a specific ID which I am talking about. Basically, this is a Shivan's username and my username is also seen here. And here are the two users username who can have a chat on this specific chat room. So this is it from this video. On our next video, I will add the complete backend for the chat page and we can have the real-time chat with the specific user we are looking for. I have also noticed that 95% of you are enjoying our content but you haven't hit that subscribe button yet. Let's change that together by subscribing. You are becoming part of our community. Don't miss out the awesome videos we have planned. Thanks to all our current subscribers and to the rest, come on board and let's make 95% shrink. Hit the subscribe and let's dive into the more exciting content. So keep coding, keep having fun. Until then, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.